the 31st National Veterans Wheelchair. Okay, good, because that was not good. All right, and we're back to the 31st National Veterans Wheelchair Games, presented by Paralyzed Veterans of America and the Department of Veterans Affairs. We're looking at the quad rugby game, and we have the black team leading the red team. Quad rugby being presented by the Pittsburgh Steelers and Highmark. I'm here with Mike, and Mike, let's talk about a little bit about what we saw in the first period here.
Well, we saw that speed and sheer mobility is a definite advantage in this game. And black really seemed to be overpowering red early. But towards the end of the game, of the first quarter, red started to maneuver a little better and work together, pass the ball around, spread out, and they played in their end, and they made a pretty decent comeback. You know, they were really getting blown out. They're about ready to start the second quarter now. We might see some new faces in the lineup, you know, we'll see what happens. But
as we mentioned, that each player needs to play a specific amount of time. You said that was 7 minutes, is that correct?
I believe it's 7 minutes each player has to play. Because we're trying to introduce new guys. The black team has a lot of experienced national level quad rugby players, but we're bringing new guys in from all over the country, new injuries, and it's a taste of what's out there for them to do. And if they like it, they can go home and try and find a team and get involved. And then maybe play as much and be a Scott Severn at some point, you know?
Absolutely, and that's really the best way to get better at this game. But what are some other ways that players can, you know, train for this game when they're not actually playing?
Well, anything that gets you pushing your chair. They're playing on a court, which is flat. Anytime you can go out and, like I do, kayaking and water skiing and stuff, and pushing your chair around in woods and grass and terrain, it's just harder. It develops more power, you know? And, you know, all these guys weight lift. You got to be very flexible. You want to stretch and get as much range of motion out of it. Because as quadriplegics, we have very limited range of motion. And so whatever you can work on that still works, you want to strengthen it and make it, you know, the most you can do with it.
Absolutely. Harold Bostic finds an open man. It looks like
Tim
that is going to be Tim Kelly, number 11, and he just couldn't hold on.
Yeah.
Ends up being a turnover. And black is going to take over the ball over here.
Yeah. There is a little trick to picking up the ball, and you see the guys that play a lot know it, but Tim didn't really get it. You can pull up next to it and just squeeze it against your rim, and it'll roll up and right in your lap. And if you don't have good hands, that helps. Tim doesn't have the greatest of hands, and rather than grab it against his wheel, he bumped it with his chair, and he knocked it out of bounds.
Now we'll see what black is able to do here. They did go on a goal drought here.
They put me in charge,
allowing the red team back into the game essentially. They didn't have all their stars out on the court at any given time, but they sort of allowed red to get a little bit of life and get back into the game.
Another thing you'll notice through the tournament is they'll learn from each game, and each team will get better. They'll learn, you know, okay, maybe we shouldn't put this guy with this guy, but you put these two guys out together, they work. So this is the first time these guys have ever been on a court together, you know. So they were here early trying to work out, get a feeling for who can do what. But through this game, they'll learn. And even by the end of the quarter, that you might have different lineups that'll work better, so. Another penalty for an illegal substitution. So Charlie Brown is serving in the box. What red doesn't need is penalties. They're trying to mount a comeback. They don't want to play shorthanded. Yeah, and Severn's got a runaway goal again.
There we see Timothy Jones getting, you know, just more contributions into this game.
I'll tell you,
Black has doubled up
he's
again.
A very unselfish player. He doesn't necessarily want the ball. He wants to block anybody that's going near the ball from getting to the ball handler.
Absolutely.
He's been doing some great lead blocks with Scott Severn. Now here's a battle. He angled him in.
Oh yeah, great play there.
Smart play.
Smart move again.
Scott tried to angle him, but he angled away and stayed inside the cone.
Harold Bostic again showing his importance to the red squad. 18-10 now.
Uh-oh, mishandled ball, turnover. Red's got it.
Red's got the ball again. Could they squeeze their way closer? Oh yes, excellent play there. Harold Bostic again. Great look there by Jeff Odom to see the open man.
Yeah. and they're spreading the court out a little bit. They're not all bunched up, so now all of a sudden they're having a little more success.
Absolutely. Jeff Odom trying to get in there and play hard against Scott Severin.
They're pressing. They need arms up.
But again, they've allowed Timmy Jones to get another breakaway, and he scores easily.
They were pressing really hard, trying to maybe keep him from inbounding and getting over half court in 15 seconds, but they let that one guy escape high. Nobody went with him, and all they had to do was toss it out there, and it was a breakaway, runaway goal.
Yep, very easy for Tim again. And now Jeff has the ball. Jeff is going to take it in himself. No problem at all. How did he get so open there? Did you see?
He was just alone on the sideline, and they just let him be. Somebody saw him, and they know that's the guy to get the ball to if you can. And there was nobody in front of him. He sees that much open court, he's just going to go because he's a quick guy.
Without a doubt, the strongest player so far.
Scott throws a long one. He's got Tim wide open who'll get under that in a hot.
Beautiful, and he timed his catch perfectly too.
Well, yeah, you notice he put a lot of air under the ball. Rather than throw a line drive that's going to roll out, he threw it way high so it would bounce and bounce and let him roll right under it. You know, he had a lot of arc on that ball. But not everybody has the ability like Scott Severin to throw a hook shot 3/4 of a course and bounce it like that.
Right, he used his long arms in that one to get it up high and had no trouble getting it to his teammate. They have some pretty good chemistry, it seems like.
They're working together. They were all out here early practicing, so they
one of the rare times that Scott Severin gets beaten. Look at that.
Yeah.
Jeff Odom with all kinds of speed. Really just outworked Scott Severin on that one.
Well, that's why he's on a scholarship to the University of Arizona to play quad rugby.
There it is.
It's not his first rodeo either.
No, for sure.
He just needs a little more supporting cast, because Scott has a little more supporting cast. All right.
Timmy Jones avoiding a check there.
See, Jeff's trying to cover two guys up high.
Yeah, it's not easy to do that. You're not always going to have a lot of success.
No, but look at how good he's doing.
He is really doing a tenacious work.
He just needs his guys to come back. He needs some guys to come back and help him out.
Absolutely. He can't be the only one that's coming back and playing defense.
One on four ain't going to win. This is a team game, and you need all four players doing something to help.
Absolutely agreed. And it's like that with all team sports, not just this one. Oh, Jeff Odom with some fancy wheel work there. That was very slick. And it got him, most importantly, on the other side of the court from Scott Severin, allowing him to easily take it in for another goal. Yep. This has really become the
Black
Jeff
is
Odom.
really trying to press and deny them the half court, and Jeff's finding a way to beat him.
The deficit is down to 7. But now we're seeing again.
Oh, now we got another race.
It's going to be difficult.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, Jeff
but he's got a wide open Tim on the other side. I don't think he had it.
I don't think he had it either.
I don't think they're
not
going to
count that one as a goal.
No, you have to have full possession before you cross the line.
Full possession. That's a big play.
Yeah. It was a nice play. You saw him wide open over there. Made a good pass to him. He just kind of mishandled it.
Once again, I want to mention that we're covering quad rugby here. You're watching quad rugby on xable.com. Brought to you by the Pittsburgh Steelers and Highmark. 5 minutes and 30 seconds left to go in the second, and the black team is holding a 21-14 lead. Red's actually been able to claw their way back into this game, it looks like, though.
Yeah, they have, and Blacks turned the ball over a few times here, which they did not do at all in the first period.
Jeff Odom with a nice play there. Bostic.
Now he needs some help. Supporting cast. There we go.
Oh, here we go.
Oh, a nice
Another guy going to block for him.
Block Severin.
Block Severin.
All right, they're
in his area. Now they're into the half court.
They're over half court, so they can take their time in here. They want to set it up. They don't want to make a dumb turnover right now because they got a turnover, and there they go.
Oh, that's unfortunate. A big opening right there.
Yeah. There was our chance to score a goal.
1 minute.
Now, is that a good penalty to take? It looked like Jeff would have had an easy chance at the goal.
Jeff would have had an easy goal, but the guy knocked him out of bounds, and it's going to take the goal away and put somebody in the box, I believe.
Yeah, and black player that's actually going to be Timothy Jones.
Yeah, who's been playing great. That's one of the guys you'd like to have on the court.
But is that in fact a good goal or a good penalty to take? Because Jeff would have scored so easily. Now, he scores anyway. And we now have a 21-15 score as Jeff takes it in again. Clearly, if Red's able to get back into the game, they're pinning their hopes on Jeff Odom. Oh, big collision there.
Stick on.
And that's a matchup of star players right there. Both of them playing really well.
Yeah.
Jeff gets Scott to turn the ball over.
Jeff
out of bounds.
pounded him and then he got him to turn it over.
Absolutely tenacious on defense there. Jeff is really taking his game to the next level in the second quarter.
He's playing his heart out, man. He just needs a little more support.
Really beginning at the end of the first when they had that 4-goal comeback.
There you go.
And Timmy Jones and
so
Scott
he needs some help. Oh yeah, there's some help. There's some help. Pay attention, pay attention, pay attention.
It takes a bad bounce off of his wheel and goes out of bounds. But Harold Bostic just showing again why he's been a real shot in the arm. He was the one that got wide open there, and he was the one that had an opportunity to make something happen for Red. Do you feel like Red has to capitalize on every opportunity they have?
They sure do. I mean, they get a turnover from the black team right now. I mean, in rugby, at the high levels, you expect every possession to get a goal. So a turnover is a key thing. And black hadn't done many, and we've been forcing a lot of turnovers. If you don't score on that turnover, we're staying at the 7 points. You know, we could be down to 3 if they'd capitalized on a bunch of those turnovers.
That's true. We could have a much bigger or a much smaller deficit on our hands here. This is a very interesting setup as we're only down by looks like 6 goals. Looks like Red is down by 6 goals over black or below black. We're waiting for the ball to come back in. Black's got possession, back to Scotty Severin.
See, they got 2 guys picking Scotty, but he's very good at getting out of picks.
He is, and we're seeing the low point players getting back on the floor. And Scott's going to take advantage of that, it looks like. Wasting a bit of time, and Scott's going to score. 22-15 now the score.
Oh yeah, if they're going to be coming back in the game, he wants to keep the ball as long as possible and give it to them as little as possible.
Absolutely. Again, we're seeing...
All right, we got Tim Kelly trying to inbound here. The black team's pressing. They want to try and deny him half court. And they got a turnover on the press.
They got a great turnover here.
And now you got Tim picked off and made a nice little spot.
But he made a nice little block out of that.
Yeah, he just blocked off
he was trying to get open.
Off Chris and just left the hole for Scott to squeeze through. And that's not a small hole you got to leave, you know?
No,
you got to leave a pretty good sized space for Scott to get through it.
Absolutely, he's a big guy. Jeff Odom gets a long, deep ball here. Scott Severin looks like he just used his speed again.
Yeah, he beat number 11 to the ball. It was a pass to 11, but
Scott Severin just leaves 3 men in the dust as Jeff Odom is basically trapped here by 2 gentlemen.
You got 2 low pointers doing their job. They're on front and back picked him, and he has nowhere to go.
And Chris Hall is able to get on there and
knock the picker off. Yeah, that's what you need to do.
But otherwise, he's stuck. He's not able to move.
And that is a great strategy. When you got one guy that's dominating, if you put couple low pointers and just say, get on him and don't let him move, we'll handle the other players, it obviously worked for them.
Now, what is Jeff going to have to do from this point forward to avoid getting stuck into that trap?
With his chair mobility and movement, he sat still a little too long. You know, he usually doesn't sit still long enough to get picked like that. I think he just got caught watching a little bit more than the moving that time.
And this game's back to a 10-point.
But he hasn't had much rest. His arm's going to be rubber. I'd be wanting to take a rest here and there, too.
Absolutely. He certainly earned it.
That guy snuck up from behind him. He didn't see him coming from behind. As soon as the guy was from behind him, somebody got in front of him. Once you're front and backed, you're kind of blocked.
Absolutely.
But see, that's some of the strengths that Red's picking up on. You know, if they don't have the speed, what can we do to slow these guys down? And that was a good example of a way to combat it.
Red team with a big block right there, keeping number 5, Phil Rosenberg. I'm sorry, that can't be right. It's
5
Todd
is
Kemry.
Phil Rosenberg.
I'm sorry, Phil Rosenberg was actually helping to keep his opposite number, Todd Kemry, from getting into the goal line with the ball. Caused a lot of
he threw it to Tim, and Tim turned away.
And a great play here. Jeff Odom again.
That was a pass for Tim. He threw that to Tim with a nice lead, and Tim turned right away from the pass, not seeing it coming. And then went right to Jeff Odom with nothing but open space in front of him to the goal.
Plenty of open space. 16 to 25 now. The black team on top still. It looked like Red was getting back into it, but it seemed like they were. They've been sort of held at bay for the last couple of
all right.
possessions.
Now we got a nice little blocker running a pick for Tim.
And Tim didn't read his blocking right, but he did read his open man.
Yep.
It looks like number 1, Alonzo Burnett, takes it in for the goal. That's not a guy that you see score a whole lot, but that secondary scoring is going to keep black
smart
on
play.
top.
When they seen Tim get clogged up over there, he got open and gave him an out to pass to. It was totally uncovered. Tim made a nice pass that was easy for him to catch.
And Tim Jones is doing yeoman's work trying to keep his opponent at bay here. And Jeff is able to get out of that.
Right, he's going to make it.
Block.
Yeah, a nice block.
Christopher Hall providing an excellent block there, allowing Jeff Odom to score. Once again, we're at the 31st Annual National Veterans Wheelchair Games, presented by Paralyzed Veterans of America and the Department of Veterans Affairs. This is the Quad Rugby event, presented by Steelers and Highmark.
Yep, can't thank the sponsors enough.
Absolutely.
You know? None of us would be out here to do this without, their financial support and donations in kind, chairs, water, you name it, everything we got. We get here and they take care of us all week, and it's thanks to the sponsors that we have this opportunity. And it's all about healing, rehabilitation through recreation. Have some fun, but get better. Help yourself heal, Make yourself stronger, and you take the challenges that you do here and you take them back to your everyday life. If you can do this, you can do anything. You leave here with that attitude.
Totally agreed. And as it looks like another turnover here, Red team's going to get the ball back. Fancy
He's got
work
Chris
there.
blocking for him again.
Chris blocked for him again, and again, we're seeing Red team get holes, but they're just not creating enough goals and enough turnovers to keep black team at bay.
All right, we need some guys high here. There's a problem.
And Timothy Jones out to the races.
Oh.
And he is racing, in fact, but he's going to get there ahead of Jeff Odom, and he scores again.
I'll tell you, if Jeff would have done one or two more pushes, then Angle he'd have had him. He hit him in the side of the wheel, because he was passing him. Absolutely. He just tried to turn in and block him too early.
Chris Hall has the ball, and he is motoring.
And he's got a nice pitch from Jeff, and he'll take it in.
I'll take it myself. 27-19 with just over 2 minutes to go.
Red's starting to support each other a little better. See, they learned in that first quarter.
Absolutely, and it's not always about the half court. They look to be utilizing the
There's a lot of press
court.
going on right now. The one thing they're going to do is stay awake. When that guy starts going high, somebody's going to say,
play right there.
See, and
Jeff
he saw him going
again.
high. Jeff anticipated, stole it, and scored.
Another great read. He looked like a running back out there.
Yeah. Well, he read the pass. He saw that guy going high. They're all down low pressing. When that one guy goes high, rather than give the free pass, Jeff saw him looking that way and headed that way and actually got to the pass before the intended receiver.
Timothy Jones is carrying the ball up. He's got a little bit of block here.
Oh, a nice little setup.
Now,
see how he bounced that high so it dropped and drained the guy's lap?
Todd Kemery scores again for the black team. And he's played a nice role.
Who's number 5? That ain't Todd. Todd's 11 on the black team. I don't know who number 5 is. Yeah.
Todd Kemery.
Todd's 11.
Todd
He's
Kemery.
right there. No, trust me, I know Todd.
Okay. I'm sorry, that was actually Jeremiah Butler.
Okay, there we go.
That was able to get a score there.
Yeah, Todd's off the floor right now with Scott over there with the yellow wheels, number 11. Todd's one heck of a player.
Update to my score sheet here.
Yeah. The roster came into us at the last minute, not quite complete. We're still trying to figure it out ourselves.
That's okay. 109 left in this second
In the
period.
first half, yep.
We still have a lot of quad rugby to play.
Yeah, we've only played half a game and we got a 7-point game.
Plenty of time still, right, to have Red make a comeback here?
Oh, yeah. There's a lot. If they can keep improving like they have been, and when they get the turnovers, they need to capitalize. They've forced some turnovers and not scored goals. Otherwise, we'd be closer than 7 points at this point. That's Todd Kemery right there.
There's Todd Kemery. He has entered the floor. I apologize about that. That was actually Jeremiah Butler.
That's Jeremiah right there, number 5. Okay. There's some new names for me I don't recognize. Oh,
It's Scott Severin.
Okay.
This is the matchup we've been watching all day.
Yep.
It's Scott Severin versus Jeffrey Odom. And this is some pretty impressive defense here. But, again, lots of guys are being left open other than Scott Severin.
Yeah, when you got 3 guys on Scott, there's a few open guys. He can reach up high. He's just looking for somebody he can throw to.
Jeff doing his best to just get in there and disrupt.
Yeah.
With 38 seconds to go, 37 now.
That was the lowest.
Scott Severin gets another goal for the black team. 29-28.
All right, now Red needs to hold.
Red's.
Okay,
Looks like it's going to be a foul.
Reaching in, probably. See, you can't really reach into a player for the ball because if you get him on the arm or something, I believe that's what they call him. Yeah.
Absolutely. That's going to be a foul again on Jeremiah Butler. He's going to go sit in the box on our left here.
A little slap happy.
And the Reds
All right, now
Red
has
have a little bit of time.
They have a chance for last goal. All right. Good stick.
Big
he needs
hits
some ball
right there.
support. Ball support. All right, he's
Scott
got
tried
it.
to knock the ball
No,
away,
he
but
wants
actually...
he wants last goal. He can stay all day down there.
Absolutely.
Now that
He's
they've
going to
reached
hang on
half
to
court,
it. He's going to hang on
not
to
going to
it.
score that goal until he has to. Although 18 seconds is a lot of time for Blue to get down.
I was going to say 15 seconds, and we could still have an 8-goal game if Black can get moving down the court. They've shown before that they can do it, and they've got a man breaking. If Scott could see him, but unfortunately, Scott's concentrating on getting out of some mess over here. Scott's going to take it himself with 5, 4, 3, and he's going to have time to score.
Yeah.
He scores with just 1 second left, ensuring that they will, in fact, get the next possession coming out of half. Is that correct, or are they going to do a jump ball for it?
You know, it's been a while since I played. I think they might do a fresh jump at half. I ain't played in about 5 years now, so.
All right, well, at the end of the first half, we have a score of Black Team 30, Red Team 22.
Yeah, there's one point we didn't think Red was ever going to get a goal, though, so they are starting to gel a little bit more.
They did go through an awful long drought. I want to take this opportunity to remind you that we're at the 31st National Veteran Wheelchair Games presented by Paralyzed Veterans of America and the Department of Veteran Affairs. We are watching Quad Rugby, which has been presented by the Pittsburgh Steelers and Highmark. I'm Kevin Zuckerman for xable.com. We'll be back with the second half.